My peeps, happy Wednesday is the word. The word, the word, the word, the word. Happy Wednesday. As you can see by the title that I have, a prophetic word spoken over my life. Today, happy Wednesday. Let me take you guys down so you won't get hot. Happy Wednesday. And let me get you situated on here. Little stick that I have to hold the phone. I hate doing all this, but it is what it is. Happy Wednesday. Hello, gang in Jamaica boy. Um, so I am here today really quick, because I got a phone call today, and that was the first thing out of the person's mouth that called me was Happy Wednesday. And me, being me, I replied back, Happy Wednesday. Okay? And the person begins to speak. And she's wanting to do some advertisement regarding radio and things of that nature. And I've known this person, we've crossed paths in my life before. You know how you know people and you may come across them again in life. And so she's into art and the community and how I started out. Like I went on a tangent yesterday or the day before, about House and Nicole and interviews and things of that nature. And letting them do them and you do you, baby, okay? And so we're talking. And she says to me, after she says, Happy Wednesday. And I reply back, and then she says, I don't just say Happy Wednesday to you just to say Happy Wednesday. It's a prophetic word. And I was like, oh, okay. But I never asked her. I didn't even inquire. I don't even know why I didn't at the time. What was the prophetic word, right? And so, and then I'm gonna show you guys somewhere. I'm in Wally World's parking lot, guys. Y'all see Wally World? Hold on. Y'all see where I'm at? I'm in this parking lot. And you know what? Before I go into my message for today, I did something while I was sitting here, preparing myself to go live. Let's see what else is in Wally World parking lot that I found to be odd, very strange. Let me roll this window down. Very strange. Y'all see these containers that says mobile mini storage unit? Hold on. Y'all see? There's about one. Let me see if I can count. Down there, 1, 2, 3, because one of them is facing the back, so you can't see the little blue tag. So there's 1, 2, 3, a red one in the middle, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold on, let me get over here. There's a green one, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then there's just this plain long. What is that? An 18 wheeler? No, that ain't 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wheeler truck, right? I'm gonna get to my prophetic message, and I just need y'all to peep game for a minute. Peep game for a minute. This plain, inconspicuous truck that's getting ready to roll out. Ah, that truck, has somebody been in that truck the whole time? Ain't that about a... Okay, anyway. Boy, you turn this camera on, stuff gets to moving. You hear me? You hear me? Let me get the back of that truck. Does it have a license plate? Does it have a license plate? Ooh, that's odd. I'm in Texas. Texas and Mexico mighty close. mighty close. They do a lot of trafficking, but then you have this blue storage unit right here. So I just want y'all to see these storage units and that truck that just pulled out. That truck that just made haste when I turned on this doggone video. Now I've been sitting here about hold on guys, turn it back around. Turn it back around. Turn around. Okay. So I've been sitting here for about a good 10 to 15 minutes before I went live. I'm going to get to the message at hand, but I want y'all to peep game. Wally World. We know what Wally World is up to. Wally World, we know what you're up to. If you don't know about the New World Order and Wally World and the games and the conspiracies about Wally World and camps, not those nice camps either. These storage units, very oddly, let me turn it around because I want y'all to see what I'm talking about. You see how that little blue mini storage container sign is at the top, but the rest of it is very plain and vague. And you see how many is in this parking lot at Wally World? This might be part of the prophetic message for today. While you're playing, I'm at Wally World. See if I can get y'all to see. Y'all see the sign. That's what I mean by Wally World. That's where I'm at. But all of these inconspicuous, and I'm going to say they're inconspicuous because they got this little blue mini storage sign that says mobile mini storage unit. Now, I'm emphasizing this because for the people that came on the slow bus. Let me stop. I love my people came on the slow bus too. Look here. Wally World. We peep your game. Guys, you know about those camps that force people into labor, force people into lockdown that is associated with the New World Order and Wally World? Well, I find it quite strange that there is a food shortage, right? A food shortage that is here, that's not on the horizon, that is here. But because these containers that are out here in this parking lot were not here before. They were not here before. There's a food shortage. Wally World is not known for its people don't come here for shopping for furniture, the majority, for shopping for plants, and they come here for food, right? Right. Let's put this puzzle together. Let me see this. Let me unplug this. They come here for food. I got a peep game, y'all, really quick. This little black car want to roll up. They come here for food. There is a food shortage. There is a crisis already in play. They don't have that much food sitting out here in these hot containers. Let's flip it around again. Let's make it make sense. I'm trying to make it make sense for you guys. Wally World is not known for people just flocking here to pick up clothes and furniture, and this is a superstore, meaning they have that in addition to. Wally World is a grocery store that put out mom and pop shops, right? Out of business. How many containers did I count? Plain containers. Look like they can be picked up, placed in a camp somewhere. Wally World, why would you have food sitting out in hot containers? Hot Texas heat containers. Make it make sense, people. Do these look like what I think they look like? Or am I tripping? No, I ain't tripping. Y'all make it make sense. To me, it looks like they can usher a couple of folks up in them containers and move them straight on out. the heat, storage containers. It's not that much food. There's not that much clothing, plants, furniture that they need that many containers sitting out here. Y'all better peep game and look at your Wally World and see if they're dropping down these containers out here. See if they're dropping the containers off in the parking lot. And if they are, I would be very cautious when entering Wally World. If need be, you might want to go to other stores because we're getting later and later into the season. Winter is coming. Some Wally Worlds have those little gates, those little openings. They open up, usher you in, close. You know how they change the configuration when you walk through? Behavior modification. If you're not picking up what I'm putting down, behavior modification gates. Be very mindful and cautious when and if you have to go into Wally World. I would hate to have you sitting in one of those hot containers being shipped off as the next product. You feel me? Okay, on to the prophetic word for the day. I was at home getting ready for work. Get a phone call, ring. Well, I didn't get a phone call. I got a message. Call me. I got what do they call them? The Facebook phone calls, but I missed that because I was in the back. I didn't hear it. And most of the time I ignore it because it'd be people, it'd be men calling trying to holler. But it was a person that I knew. And then on my Facebook, she was like, "Call me. Here's my number." So I called, and she was like, "Happy Wednesday." So I say, "Happy Wednesday to you all." And she begins to talk, and she says, "So, I just don't say Happy Wednesday to say Happy Wednesday to you. It's a prophetic word that I'm saying onto your life." And I say, "Oh, okay." But I didn't question what was the prophetic word, right? Okay. So she begins to talk. She wants to do some advertisement. She's doing this project. So I break down the stations to her, and then I tell her, well, maybe we can get it as a PSA or something along those lines since it's very short notice. And she was like, "Oh, okay. And she was telling me some other radio stations that, were she was going to do an interview. And I was like, "Okay." And one was a gospel station. And I was like, "Oh, so and so, I know them. Yeah, I know who owns that station." And so she's like, "Okay." And so she begins to tell me, we get totally off the subject of the advertisement that she asked me to call her about. And she says to me, I tell her, I say, "You may not know this, but I got into some art because of you." Charles Bibbs, it was an art, he was an artist. And she started laughing. She said, "Oh my goodness, I remember that. My life has really changed, and I've totally gotten rid of all of my everything in my possession that I had before in my life." And let me tell you, her home was gorgeous. I mean, gorgeous. If you don't know who Charles Bibbs is as an artist, I implore you to Google him. His art pieces range from everywhere, starting at maybe the cheapest piece, starting at maybe 150, 200. The cheapest piece of artwork. It will put you in the mind frame of, if back in the day of look at this shit here. Look at this shit here. Let me stop cussing. Father, help me to stop cussing so much. I don't know where this cussing is coming from. But maybe it's the time in the season because I'm not a cusser. I'm not a cusser. But the stuff like this, y'all seen them roll up. Y'all seen them roll smooth up. Where you from, partner? Where you from? I can't even zoom in. Where you from? Ain't that about? Oh, there we go. Y'all seen it roll up. Y'all seen it roll up? And I say it. There they go, looking down as if they doing something. You seen it roll up? See? No, I'm not gonna get off. I am not gonna get off my message for today. But y'all seen it roll up and it's still sitting there looking at me. I'm looking at it. It's looking at me. The back of the parking lot. Stay focused, Nicole. Stay focused. They don't want the message to get out. So she says, my life has completely changed. And I say, oh, really? She said, I got rid of, hello. Hey, Broken Matrix TV, what's poppin'? I need some protection out here. I got a stalker. I need some warriors out here. No, I didn't see what you were saying. And yeah, they love to do that. They are sick in the head, for real. You ain't never lied. I mean, I'm at the back of the parking lot. This fool, y'all seen him roll up. If you didn't see him, rewind the video, okay? So the lady, she says, when I told her how she inspired me to, like art, but this one particular artist, his artwork, it was expensive. He was a black artist. His artwork would put you in the mind frame of Good Times. Remember Good Times, JJ's art, which really wasn't JJ's art. I believe it was a different artist that painted that iconic scene of the dance scene. I think they were in a pool room and the people looked all stretched out and black. They were black and they looked all art, all Good Times. If you know, you know. That kind of artwork Charles Bibbs did. So I told her that and she said, oh, okay, well, my life has completely changed since then. I've sold everything that I've owned. And like I told you, her home was gorgeous, expensive stuff. And I said, oh, okay. She said, because she's changed her life. And let me tell you something. It's a new day. It's not about being in a church house, guys. It really is not. It's not about, because we know the church and God had a plan. So it's not about being in that physical church house because we know the church is the people. So anyway, we got off the message of her for a brief second, the reason why she wanted me to call her about advertising, and she tells me how she changed her life, and she's telling me how she sold everything she owned. And she was telling me one day she was like in a parking lot and came out to her car. And this part is kind of fuzzy, I can't remember, but she got a flyer, guys, a flyer to a church, right? To this church. And she says, I seen the flyer, says, you know how those church flyers are, come to Baptist, New Hope Baptist Church or something like that. So she got the flyer like most of us do and just put it in the car, toss it. And I suggest nowadays don't pick up nothing off your car, around your car, near your car. Let it be. Let the wind blow it off, baby, if you can. But she had picked it up and, tossed it, whatever. She didn't keep it. So she went home and something else. She went out again. I can't remember. It's 3 different phases. I just remember the first one. I can't remember how the flyer appeared again, guys, okay, in another situation. Come to New Hope Baptist Church. And so she said, you know what? Maybe. I mean, the thought, maybe. but she didn't go. So she was at home. And this time there was a knock at her door. But when she finally went to go answer the door, uh, there was a one of those flyers, the door handle flyers to the church, or they inserted the flyer. Come to New Hope Baptist Church. So she said, you know what? I'm let me get this. I'm riding by New Hope Baptist Church. So she said one Sunday she rides by New Hope Baptist Church, and she says there's a white lady with short hair, and I want to say, and a pink hat on. She had very, very short hair and a pink hat on, and the white lady is outside, right? And she says, she gets out, or the lady comes to her car and asks her, can I help you, blah, blah. So they start talking, and she said, yeah, I got this flyer to come to this church, and I just wanted to see what it was about. And she said, Nikki, she said, the Most High God, she didn't say the Most High, but I'm saying the Most High. She said God, because a lot of people are still referring to God as his title, just because it can be any God, but it's God, was talking to her orally. She can hear him, not like in the movies. Come to the mountain where the fire burns hot. Nothing like that. Nothing dramatic. Because God's voice, when he speaks to you, it's a still, quiet voice. And so she said she heard the voice audibly say, tell this woman in the pink hat that she is healed and everything is going to be okay. She said she heard the voice in her head. She could hear the voice. As the woman is telling her, oh, yes, this is my church. She said, well, I got this flyer. She said, oh, my husband must have put that flyer on your door because he's passing out flyers in the neighborhood. And she said, the woman in the pink hat says, my husband is the pastor of this church. And he is out putting flyers on the doors or whatever. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't be trying to lose my train of thought, but I got to pay attention to my surroundings. And so she says, oh, okay, well, I just got this flyer, and I just wanted to see it. I got it about 3 times, and it said, come to this church. But as she's talking to this lady, she hears a small voice, a small, still voice says, tell this woman that she is healed. And so she finally, the friend of mine, the associate of mine, I can consider her a friend. It's a friend that I hadn't talked to in a while. And she finally says it out of her mouth. She says, God is telling me to let you know that you are healed and everything is okay. Everything is fine. And as she speaks, finally, she speaks these words out of, and this doggone car has been here sitting, is getting ready to roll by. You better flee, devil. You better flee. Your partner's still sitting over there. You better flee. You've been sitting there a minute. They don't like to hear the word of God. They don't like to hear the Most High's word. They'll flee. Resist the devil in hell. Flee. As she speaks this word over to this woman, don't make me laugh, Joseph. Don't make me laugh. She speaks the word to this woman, and the woman begins to cry. As the woman begins to cry, a car pulls up. It's her husband, the pastor of this church. This is a true story, guys. This happened to me this morning. I got this testimony this morning. You see the title, Prophetic Word Spoken Over My Life Today. So, as the woman begins to cry, the white woman with the pink hat on, a car pulls up. a man gets out the car, and it happens to be the woman's husband, the pink hat woman, that's crying. And he, remember, had been out putting out flyers. And he had some flyers and some different flyers in his hand. And so the lady tells her husband, our prayers have been answered. And her husband, confused, what are you talking about? Because they wanted confirmation. There's such thing as confirmation. Let me tell you, it is some aliens walking around this camp here. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. If you don't get away from here, Satan, you will burn in hell. I rebuke you. The zombies are loose. The zombies are out here. You better keep walking because the fire, Father God in heaven, surround this car with the fire from the third heaven. In Jesus' name. The zombies are real. The zombies are real. She started crying. And she said, everything is okay, she tells her husband. And so her husband looking at her, looking at the lady, R, I call her R, looking at her, talking about what? And so she's like, we got confirmation for our prayers. And so they begin to tell R that she has been fighting cancer. And she had been going through, treatment for her cancer and wanting to know, praying to the Most High, is this it? Have they come through the fire? Has the healing process begun? Is it working? And so her husband begins to cry, and he looks at one of the flyers he has in his hand. Now, mind you, R is standing there lost. She is standing there kind of confused because, like I said, she hears a small, still voice that tell this woman that she is healed and everything is going to be okay. So the husband looks at the flyer and hands the flyer, a different flyer to R, Lady R. And so Lady R takes the flyer and she looks. On one side of the flyer, the woman in the pink hat, the white lady in the pink hat with the short hair. On one side of the flyer, she had long, flowing hair, very long hair. And on the opposite side of the flyer, it showed her presently with the short hair, showing her transformation and her journey, talking about her journey, fighting this cancer. And so they said, they've received the message from Lady R. And I was like, because I'm if you haven't picked up what I'm putting down, I'm very dramatic at sometimes, guys, But it is what it is. This is just part of my personality. So she's telling me this story of what happened to her, and I'm getting goosebumps because I'm all in on the story. I'm here. I'm for it. I'm ready. I'm like, girl. I'm like, ooh, that gave me goosebumps. I said, oh, that gave me goosebumps. She said, but I want to tell you something. I'm like, huh? She said, God is speaking to you. I hope I don't cry. Oh, Lord, I don't want to be one of the people that cry on social media. I'm going to have to turn my camera off. I can't turn my camera off here. Oh, I hope I don't cry, y'all. My eyes is getting glazed and glossy. I hope it. She said, I want to tell you something. She said, God is speaking to you. He's speaking to you just like he spoke to me. I don't go to a church, But I told you my life changed. Oh, I'm gonna have to put my shades down, y'all. My eyes are getting glossy. Look, my eyes getting glossy. I'm hiding from y'all. I'm hiding. Let me get it together. I'm hiding. Woo! It's okay. Crying is a human emotion. Go ahead and cry, okay? I'm gonna try not to cry, y'all, but my eyes get too glossy. They already turning red. Oh Lord, help me. He said, God is speaking to you, just like I ignored 3 flyers. No, 2 flyers. The third flyer came with a knock at the door. Whew. The third flyer came with a knock at the door. I know some of you guys have been in church and you've heard the sermons and you've heard where it has says Jesus knocking at the door. Jesus is knocking. Will you answer? She said, Nikki, I ignored 2 flyers. The third flyer came with a knock at the door. I opened the door. There was nobody there except that flyer. I don't go to that church. Wasn't trying to go to that church. My life has changed, and I don't have a church home that I feel that I need to go to. But I was drawn. I was moved to go to that church, and that lady was standing outside. And then I heard the voice of Jesus, of God, speaking. It was small. It was a still voice, like a whisper. Tell her she is healed and everything is going to be okay. I didn't hesitate. I told her she's healed and everything is going to be okay. I want to tell you, Nikki. Let me put my glasses back down. Woo, give me a minute. Black folks, we know we dramatic, ain't we? We're dramatic and emotional. Oh, my goodness. She says, I want to tell you, Nikki, Jesus is talking. Just like those flyers came. Just like you will hear. This is what she said. You will hear that still small voice. Because Jesus is talking to you. And she says to me, He wants you to do exactly what He's been telling you to do. Y'all, let me get myself right. She says, you know what? Y'all come, you know what? If y'all want to hear the damn message, if y'all want to hear the message, come on in the car. My back windows is dirty. They want to hear the message. They need to get in the car. She says, He's been talking to you, right? And I know when she said that. She can't see me because we're on the phone. The tears are just rolling down my eyes. I haven't talked to this woman in years. Years. But what she's saying to me is what I've asked for because I've been hearing the message. And I've been ignoring the message. So she says, listen and do what you have been hearing. So when I told you it was a happy Wednesday, I just don't say it's a happy Wednesday just to say happy Wednesday. It's a prophetic message for you. And I say, you know what? I receive it because I've been asking for confirmation of what I've been hearing that I kept ignoring. I need to hear it come from somebody else. Somebody else, not somebody that's close to me. Somebody else. I need to hear and get confirmation. And that's what I got today. Confirmation. Because the confirmation that I got was so compelling that the person can only have received that message from the Most High God to know what I've been asking for, to know if it's real or if it's fake. Is it from the Most High or is it from Satan? And so we get off that conversation back on as suddenly as we shifted from the reason why she called back to the reason why she called. And so I'm telling her about, the prices and everything. She says, as if she had to reinstill, put a seal on the message that she just gave to me. She said, I want to tell you something really quick about a person that I gave a message to. Don't be trying, I'm like, don't be scared me. But she said, family member, I was trying to relay a message to a family member. And I was telling her something. And the family member kept saying, I don't want to hear that Jesus crap. Tired of you talking about Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. I don't want to hear about it no more. You take your Jesus crap somewhere else. I don't want to hear about it no more, she said her family member kept saying. I said, I've gone through that myself. She says, when the Most High is sending a messenger. And you make folly and jokes and even try to harm the messenger. Things happen that the messenger is not even trying to cause things to happen. The Most High has protection over that messenger. She said the person made folly, jokes. They had jokes, guys. Put her down. And she said, Nikki, what happened to that person next, she wouldn't even wish on anybody. But the person was pregnant. She miscarried the baby. Shortly after that, the person's daughter got in a car accident. This happened within a short time frame. She said her phone kept blowing up with text messages, calls from this particular family member. Because she knew she needed to get back in contact with Lady R, the one she had jokes about. It was folly to her. And once again, she tells me, God is talking to you. So then she tells me about this program that she's doing and what she's doing it for, and how God, the Most High, has His anointed, His soldiers out here doing different works, and how she is here to pray over principalities and make change dealing with principalities. And she knows that these small towns in this cluster needs prayers. And we talked about principalities before. We talked. Let me back up a little bit so y'all can see why I keep my eyes this way. This person is right here still. That's why I got my eyes going side to side. Yeah, I'm backing up. I'm backing up. I got to have you in my sights. She's praying over principalities, meaning leadership in high places over the towns in the small cluster of towns. That's her mission through the program that she's putting together. Art and the community, it's called. Art and the community, but there's a deeper meaning behind why she's doing this. Principalities are your leadership, sure, mayors, townships, They can either deal with demonic entities or they can be governed by the Most High. You see, Joseph was a principality in a sense, but God put him where he was at to govern at the time he governed Egypt before the famine came. And he prophesied what was to come from being a seer. and being able to interpret the Pharaoh's dream. There's a famine coming. 7 years of prosperity. Store up. The fat calves will eat. 7 years of prosperity. 7 years of famine. The skinny calves will eat up the fat calves. Prophecy. Principality. The Pharaoh put Joseph as high as his leadership. Joseph governed over a wicked nation. God put him there. At the time, God wanted to use him. So she says, I'm here to pray over principalities. Make change. I said, I hear you. I said, well, I have to be honest with you because you have a week before your event, and I could sell you advertisement simply just to sell you advertising, but I've never been that type of salesperson. I try to make relationships, establish relationships with my clients, because it's always a win-win situation, not a win-win. And there's plenty of salespeople that love that concept of win-lose. Let them win, you lose. They don't care if your event, whatever you're doing, brings revenue for you to make it a win-win for the both of you. So you don't have enough time to get the frequency of the message that you want to get out to the public to bring revenue, if that is your true intent. And she starts laughing. And I start laughing. I'm like, I have to be real with you. She says, I know. I said, but I can see if they can do a PSA because it's nonprofit and things of this nature. She said, okay. I said, well, you know, I can do a interview with you. What? Yes. She said, that's what I want. I said, it'll be on Facebook. It'll be on my platform. No, when can? Yes. I want you to do the interview. I said, well, I can do the interview this time. Or okay. That works for me. If you've been watching the last few days of what has been going on within these live streams, that's how I started. I have people still waiting for me just to do interviews for them. And they are not pressed about a national, global company. They're not pressed about that. I said, okay, let's set the date. Got off the phone. I was going to post something on social media, on Facebook, not Facebook, on YouTube. Went into Creator Studio, and I see the numbers for my, for you all, my people, my peeps, the followers that follow this platform. And it says 777. The number 7, completion. Completion. 777 were the numbers today. after I got off the phone with her. Yesterday it was 778, 780. After I got off the phone with her, it was 777. He's speaking to you. Completion. I'm like, wow, okay. So I go to take a shower, and I hear he's calling you out. Small, still voice. He's calling you out. I thought I was already called out from being a targeted individual, being hmm, a child of the Most High. Yep, I thought I was already called out. I hear the small, still voice. He's calling you out. I'm in the shower. So I say, out loud, well, if he's calling me out, then I'm coming out. I guess the crazy thing when you are called out to a place, called out of a situation, and I know what I'm being called out of. It's the unknown, right? It's the unknown. Yeah, I told y'all I was gonna look at this. I read. I look. Let me put my shades in. It's the unknown. I think that's what a lot of us are fearful of, the unknown. I posted a picture. It was just some kind of code. This woman just flashed her lights to this white truck back here. Y'all flashed her lights and then they're moving out. They keep switching. I don't know if a lot of y'all pay attention to your gang stalkers, but a car will come, they switch out, but it's always somebody around you. I posted a picture of a beautiful young Jake princess dressed up. And the song that played, because she was so pretty, was a song from an old movie, Breathaly's and Tiffany, I believe the movie was. And the song was like, I asked my mother, mother, what shall I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? uh, Here's what she said to me. K said I, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. K said I. So that song came to me after I said, well, if I'm being called out while I was in the shower, well, then I'm out. But I switched the words to the song. And I say, I asked my father, what will I be? I'm not concerned about going to school anymore, college, getting another degree, having something to fall back on. Like our parents taught us in this world, you got to have something to fall back on. I asked my father, Father, what will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? Here's what he said to me. K said whatever will be, will be. The future's not mine to see. K said the future is his. He knows the beginning and he knows the end of my story and yours. So I say to you, and I hope you say to yourself, Que sera. Whatever will be, will be. Woo! The future is not mine to see. Que sera. So that was my prophetic word that was spoke over to my life today. And I thought that I would share it with you all. And I try not to boo-hoo cry like a baby. I got a glimpse of some tears. Let me see what y'all are talking about here. No, they don't. Joseph, I don't know what. I was trying to figure out what you was laughing at. It's okay to cry. Oh, I read that. What? Wow. So I'm assuming some of this was regarding the gang stalkers that have been surrounding my perimeter since I've been sitting here in the parking lot of Wally World. I feel like I am Joseph being persecuted all over again in Genesis. Hey, I wouldn't put it past anything. This is very spiritual for real. It is. Take your time. Quick, take your time, sister. Take your time, queen. I feel you. Thank you. The evil just don't stop. That's right. You're gorgeous, queen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate those compliments. And we'll see what's going to be, guys. We will see what's going to happen, what's going to be, because I am. And I have to learn to let go and let God. Because I'm a fighter. I have to learn, my people, my peeps, to let go and let God. And let peace be still. I've seen enough of what God can do to the enemies. that have come against me. I've seen enough. But it's a small piece that I've been holding on to, wanting to see total redemption because you know you've been wronged and you want to be vindicated. But the story Lady R told me, I've told some people that are in that particular place, this is what's going on. This is what's happening. They weren't around when a particular incident occurred, but I'm trying to forewarn you. And at this point in time, it's time for me to let go and let God. Because judgment is turning around. It's coming quite fast to people who have hurt you, who have wronged you. But just like me, that you know that it's not quite taken care of. It's not up to you. It's not up to me to give that final hammer, the final 1-2 punch. It is up to the Most High God. And I'm good with that. Whew. Breathe in, breathe out. Hmm. I can finally say I am good with that. And as they send the next fleet of gang stalkers, I bid you happy Wednesday with a prophetic word over your life. Let go and let God. And much love.